Sisters and brothers, of the many times I have addressed you during my 6 years as your bishop, this is the most painful. I am terribly embarrassed and deeply saddened by this topic, but I do so in order to be transparent with you. This past Wednesday, February 13th, I published the most current list of the names of 56 priests and one permanent deacon of the Diocese of Camden who have been credibly accused of having sexually abused a minor. Their names can be found on the diocesan website. All of the priests and the deacon on the list are either dead or have been removed from ministry. These men are a disgrace to the priesthood of Jesus Christ, and their despicable acts have wounded their victims, our church, and the priesthood. First, I would like to address the victims and their families. I pray that the publication of the names of the perpetrators of these heinous acts brings some healing. You continue to suffer from what you endured from these sinful men. That pain is always with you. While the last reported allegation from our diocese occurred in 1995, the passing of time does not erase the devastation experienced by any victim of sexual abuse. Your suffering has been compounded by the failure of the leadership of the Church to justly respond to you. Of that, as a bishop, I am ashamed. I express to you my sorrow at what you have suffered and endured. To all of those who are hearing this message, as a priest, and on behalf of my brother priests, the nauseating truth of the treasonous acts of some priests of this diocese is one we must live with. Let me assure you that it disgusts me and my brother priests as much as it does you. However, my greatest fear is that this latest painful reminder of the sins of church leadership will damage your faith and your practice of it. Jesus came to earth to bring people to God. His offer of salvation transcends the sins of men. Please know that Christ's love for us is far greater than this awful crisis caused by sinful members of the clergy and the inaction of some bishops on behalf of the victims. I pray your faith in God will remain strong, even if your faith in the church has been wounded. It is up to me and my successors to regain your trust. It will take time, but I am committed to doing so. I realize that some people may be questioning their faith in the light of this newest information. In an effort to help, the diocese created a resources webpage on the diocesan website. There you will find links to various topics like how to host listening sessions about the scandal, how to learn from it, how to reinforce your faith in spite of it, and to pray for healing in the church and for the victims and survivors of abuse. It may also help to know a little more about the publication of the names, what we have done to respond to the crisis, as well as future steps we plan to take. Publication of the names was done primarily to help survivors heal. The name of every priest on the list was previously turned over to law enforcement in accord with the 2002 Memorandum of Understanding, when the Catholic Church in the state of New Jersey, in cooperation with the state's Division of Criminal Justice, ensured that prosecutors be provided with all relevant information regarding allegations of sexual abuse, whether past, present, or future. Moving forward, if other accusations are deemed credible by the Diocesan Review Board, those names will be added to the list. To be clear, a credible allegation is one that, after review of reasonably available and relevant information, the diocese has justification to believe it is true. The next step, which was announced in December 2018, is the creation of the statewide Independent Victims Compensation Program to provide financial settlements to victims of clergy sexual abuse, no matter how long ago they occurred. While this is a continuing effort to respond to the needs of victims and their families, some parishioners may be concerned that the Independent Victims Compensation Program will be funded by their weekly offerings to their parish, the House of Charity Bishop's Annual Appeal, or our Catholic Strong campaign. Let me assure you this is not the case. The funding of this compensation program will not come from those sources. Further, in order to ensure that the victims are properly compensated, the funding will come through insurance, investments, sale of diocesan properties, and, if necessary, a loan. For nearly 30 years, the Diocese of Camden has strived to make our parishes, schools, and ministries safe havens. Our abuse prevention protocol, which includes the nationally recognized Virtus training program, has helped us to remain vigilant. Our policies and procedures mandate that no person can come into regular contact with minors without first being fingerprinted and background checked. We have also reinforced the training of staff and children to recognize the warning signs of abuse. Our Office of Child and Youth Protection is charged with the responsibility of ensuring that we are in compliance with the protocol of protecting children. And the director of that office, along with the Safe Environment Coordinator of each parish, are fastidious in fulfilling their duties. I like to believe that our vigilance in this area is why our last known case of sexual abuse of a minor was 24 years ago. However, if you or anyone you know has been abused, it should be reported to law enforcement and to the diocese immediately. A guide to reporting information can be found on the front page of our diocesan website. I know the news of this sexual abuse crisis seems never ending as revelations occur across the country and beyond. However, I also know that this is necessary in order that openness and transparency prevail and the process of healing occur. There is so much good happening in our parishes, schools, and ministries across this diocese. I hope you will take some level of comfort in that. I know I do. You, the people, faithful to God, are where so much of His goodness in this world resides. Please know that you remain in my prayers. I hope you will continue to pray for our church and for our faithful priests who have given their lives to serve you. These good men, the great majority of our priests, are shamed by this horrific situation and suffer the scandal caused by the abominable acts of former ministers of the church. May all of us, lay and clergy, remain vigilant to protecting those entrusted to our care and always put the concerns of both survivors and the faithful before all else. Thank you, and may God bless you.